guys, my name is Dave and welcome to another Guitar Zero to Hero song tutorial. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you how to play Landslide by Fleetwood Mac, which is an acoustic classic. Now, if you want to master your chords back to front, then be sure to head over to guitarzerotohero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. Or if you want to improve on your guitar in general, then sign up to Guitar Zero to Hero Premium, which is my complete step-by-step guitar course. Alright, let's jump into the lesson. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you how to play all the acoustic rhythm, but I'm also going to teach you how to play the electric guitar solo as well. I'll also teach you how Lindsey Buckingham plays the solo section live when it's just one guitar, and that's a lot of fun. In this lesson, I'm going to take more of a holistic approach to help you understand how the song is actually structured. Sure, you could learn this song note for note exactly how it is on the studio recording, but that doesn't really do much for your understanding. It'd be similar to learning a story by memorizing each of the letters of that story one by one. Sure, you could recite the story by piecing all the letters together, but you don't really understand what the story's about. What would be better is if you understood what the beginning, the middle, and the end, and the main key points of that story are. That way you could retell that story in numerous different ways, but keep the core of that story true. And that's how I'm going to approach the rhythm parts to this song. Let's get stuck into the acoustic rhythm, and you'll need a capo on the 3rd fret of your guitar. Now for your fingerpicking basics, your thumb will take care of the 6th, 5th, and 4th strings, and your index, middle, and ring finger will take care of the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st strings respectively. Ideally, they shouldn't pluck any other strings other than the ones they've been assigned to. So let's start with the verse riff, and it's really nice and simple. There's just 2 bars here. We're going to start with a C chord, and our picking pattern is going to go something like this. It's a 7-note picking pattern, but let's break it up into 2 different smaller sections. So the first 4 notes is bass note, 3rd string, 4th string, and then 2nd string. And all together. And for the next section, it's identical, except we're not hitting that 2nd string. We're just playing the first 3 notes. So that last note gets held out for a little longer. And we piece that together, and this is how the fingerpicking pattern sounds. Next, we're going to go to a G/B. So keep your index finger where it is, because we're going to need that in a little bit. So lift your ring and middle finger. Your middle finger will come up to the 2nd fret of the 5th string, and your pinky finger will come onto the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. So this is our G/B, and we're going to play the exact same picking pattern. And in total for the first bar. Then we're going to go to an A-7, so lift your pinky and middle finger. Your middle finger will just go down to the 2nd fret of the 4th string, and we're going to pluck this for 1 picking pattern. And then we go back to our G/B. So in total, the verse riff sounds like this. And that's just repeated again and again. Next we get to the first verse variation, and it's similar to the verse, but we just change one little thing. So after the A-7, instead of going straight to the G/B, we're going to stay on the A-7 and play it for the first 4 notes of that typical picking pattern. So bass note, 3rd, 4th, and 2nd. And we'll change to our G/B and do the exact same thing. And the verse variation in total. The next part we need to learn is the pre-chorus, which is really simple. It's the same as the verse, except instead of going back to that G/B at the end, we're going to go to a D/F sharp. So to play that, you can either play a D chord and then reach your thumb over the top to hit that 2nd fret of the 6th string, or you can just play it like this. So index and middle finger on the 2nd frets of the 6th and 3rd strings, and your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Our picking pattern is going to be pretty much the same as our typical picking pattern. So bass note, which is the 6th string in this case, then 3rd, 4th, 2nd string for the first set of 4 notes. Then we repeat that set of notes again, leaving out that last one. So in total for the D/F sharp, and in total for the pre-chorus. Okay, so next we get to the first chorus, and there's 2 lines of tab here. So we're going to start with a G chord, and our picking pattern is going to change a little bit here. So now we have a run of 8 notes instead of a run of 7 notes for our chords. So for our first set of 4 notes, it's bass note, 3rd, 4th, and 2nd. And then for our second set of 4 notes, it's bass note, 3rd, 4th, and 3rd. So it'll sound like this. And then we're going to go to a D7/F sharp. So to play that, just shift your middle finger down 1 fret, and then your ring finger will come onto the 2nd fret of the 3rd string and index 1st fret of the 2nd string. We're going to play the exact same picking pattern for this chord shape. And then we're going to go to an E minor, and we're going to play this for 2 picking patterns. Then for our next bar, we go to a C chord, and we're going to be playing this for a full picking pattern. So the first set of 4 notes is bass note, 3rd, 4th, and 2nd. And the second set of 4 notes is bass, 3rd, 4th, 3rd. So for the C. And then same for the G/B. And then same for the A minor 7. And then we go to a D/F sharp. And for the D/F sharp, our bass note is now on the 6th string. And that's it for the first line of tab, which sounds like this. For the second line of tab, it's almost identical with the exception of the final bar. So for the final bar, when we go to our A minor 7, we're going to play that A minor 7 for the shorter picking pattern, so the one with the 7 plucks instead of the 8. So it'll sound like this. And then we're going to stay on this A minor 7, we're going to hit the bass note and hold that out for an 8th note, and then pinch the 4th and 2nd strings. Hold that out for an 8th note, and then go to our G/B and do the exact same thing. So the final bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it for the first chorus, which sounds like this in total. Next, we get to the guitar solo section. Now, rhythmically, what you could do is just play the verse riff through 3 times and then the pre-chorus riff through once, and the electric guitar solo would go over the top of that. But if you want a bit of a challenge, then you can combine the solo with the rhythm, and this is how Lindsey Buckingham plays it live, and it'll sound like this. So we're going to start with our C chord shape. We're going to go bass note and then 4th string, and then you're going to pinch the bass note and 3rd string, but hammer on with your middle finger onto the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. So, and so far, 1 E and a 2 E. And then you're going to lift your index finger, hit the open 2nd string, and then with your pinky finger go onto the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. And so far, 1 E and a 2 E and a. And then we're going to go to our G/B. Our first 4 notes is similar to what we have in the verse. So bass note, 3rd, 4th, and 2nd. So, and then we'll go to the bass note, hold that out for an 8th note, and then the 4th string. So in total for the first bar. For the second bar, we're gonna lift our middle finger, keep your pinky finger where it is. We're gonna pinch the 5th and 2nd strings and slide your pinky finger up to the 5th fret. Then hit the open 4th string. Pinky finger comes back down to the 3rd fret. We're gonna do a pinch of the 5th and 2nd strings. Then the open 4th string again. So that first half of the bar. Then with your index and middle finger, you'll put them onto the 2nd frets of the 5th and 3rd strings. We're gonna pinch them together and with your pinky finger, hammer onto the 4th fret of the 3rd string. After that hammer on, hit the open 4th string again, and then lift your pinky finger, pinch the 5th and 3rd strings another time, hold that out for an 8th note, lift your middle finger, and then pinch the 4th and 3rd strings together. So that bit's a little bit tricky, so. And together for this bar. Then for the third bar, we're going to return to our C chord shape, but it's a C sus2 because you're going to keep your middle finger lifted. Hit the bass note, and then hold that up for an 8th note, then hit the open 4th string, back to the bass note. Then we're going to hit the open 3rd string, hammer on with your free middle finger onto the 2nd fret of that 3rd string, lift it and pluck that open 3rd string, and so far. And then you're going to quickly have to change to the 2nd fret of the 5th string, pluck that, then pluck the open 4th string, then hit the 5th string, then hammer on from the 2nd fret to the 3rd fret, and then hit the open 4th string. In total for this bar, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. And one more time. Then for the 4th bar, we're going to just have our index finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string, hit the open 5th string, and then pluck the 2nd string and pull off. So 1 E and a. And then you're going to put your index finger back down onto that 1st fret. We're going to pinch the bass note and the 2nd strings together, do another pull off, then 3rd string, and then with your pinky finger go onto the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, pluck that. So that section. At this point, put your middle finger onto the 2nd fret of the 5th string. Then we'll pluck the bass note, open 3rd, open 4th, and then quickly shift to the 1st fret of the 2nd string and pluck that. So, and then to end this, we're going to pluck the bass note, 3rd string, and then lift your index finger, pinch the 4th and 2nd strings, and hammer on your index finger. So the final section. And you piece that all together for this bar. It's a little bit tricky, but take it one section at a time. And that's it for the first line of tab, which sounds like this. For the second line of tab, our first 2 bars are identical to the first 2 bars of the first line of tab, so nothing new to learn there, which is great. For the 3rd bar, when we go to our C, we're going to hit the bass note, and then we have a run of 6 plucks. So we're going to go 4th string, 3rd string, bass note, 3rd string, and then we're going to pinch the 4th and 2nd and go back to the 3rd. So that 6-note run. And together with the bass note. Then we're going to switch chord positions, so just middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, we're going to pinch the 5th and 2nd strings together, then 3rd and 4th string, hold that out, and then go bass note, and then hit the open 4th string but hammer on to the 2nd fret. And that section in total. And the bar in total. Then the final bar here, which is a little bit tricky, but if you take it slow, you should be able to get it. So first, have your index finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string. We're going to pinch the 5th and 2nd strings together. Then quickly, with your middle finger, go up to the 3rd fret of this 1st string, pluck that. Then go down the 2nd and then 3rd, so that first 4 notes. Then we're going to pinch the 5th string in the 1st string, but slide up to the 5th fret. As you slide up, you're then going to pull off to the 3rd fret. So, and then we're going to pluck the 2nd fret and then 3rd fret. So that section in total. Then go back down to the 2nd fret of the 1st string. Now we're going to pinch the 4th and 1st strings. So we're going to pinch them and pull off the 2nd fret to the open string. Then with your middle finger, 3rd fret of the 2nd string, open 1st string, so this section. Then we're going to pinch the 4th and 2nd strings, but you're going to pull off twice here. So pinch the 4th and 2nd strings, but then we're going to pull off to the 1st fret and then pull off again to the open string, and then with your index finger go to the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. So 3 pull-offs and then 1 more pluck. And together. One, and a little bit faster. And in total for the second line of tab. And that's the guitar solo section in total. Now I'm going to play it at 75 and 100% speed so you can hear how it sounds. Okay, so next we get to the second chorus. Now the second chorus is almost identical to the first chorus, except we extend it out a little bit. So going from the last bar in the second line of tab, we have our A minor 7, and we're going to play that for a full picking pattern now. So 8 plucks here, so. And then we're going to go to our G/B and play that for a full picking pattern. And then the next 2 bars are identical to our previous 2 bars. So the C to G/B to A minor 7 back to our G/B. So it'll sound like this. So not really much new there for this second chorus. Then we go back into another verse, so we've already learnt that, and then we get into our second verse variation, which is really simple. So it's the same as the normal verse, except when we get to the final G/B, instead of plucking that for a picking pattern, we're just pinching the 5th and 2nd strings. So the second verse variation sounds like this. And then we have an outro, which is really nice and easy. It's just one line of tab here. So we're going to play our verse picking pattern once, and then the second time when we get to our A-7, instead of playing that for a picking pattern, we're just going to actually strum an A minor. So the outro. And those are all the parts you need to learn for the rhythm. Now I want to just talk about the finger picking in general and how to sort of dissect it, and how Lindsey Buckingham can play sort of what he plays. Now what I want you to understand is that more important than the strings that you're actually plucking and the pattern that's being played is the rhythm of the notes that are being played. So for example, our C chord shape, as long as we're plucking within any of the divisions of the 16th notes, so 1 E and a, 2 E and a, as long as I'm plucking on those divisions, then you could really essentially pluck any strings in any sort of order and it will sound nice. So 1 E and a, 2 E and a. So I just made up something completely random there. 1 E and a, 2 E and a. But the important thing is that rhythm. We've got to stick to those 16th notes. That's not to say that you have to play at 16th notes though. You can have some of those notes hold out for longer, but as long as those notes are on those divisions, then it's all good. So for example, 1 E and a, 2 E and a. So notice how I held that first bass note out for an 8th note, not a 16th note. So 1 E and a, 2 E and a. And you can do that with other notes as well. 1 E and a, 2 E and a. Or 1 E and a, 2 E and a. I hope you're getting the bigger picture now. It's all about hitting notes on those subdivisions. You don't have to consistently play all the way through, but as long as you're on one of those subdivisions, then your picking pattern will be okay as long as you're fretting the chord shape correctly. And this is what essentially Lindsey Buckingham does. Now his thumb is actually generally alternating between the bass note and the string below it at 8th notes. So 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. But then he's playing all those other notes around it. So 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. But notice how I was playing all those other notes around it, but the thumb was constantly keeping time like this. And then you can go another step further and then add variations to the chord shapes. So he was playing C add 9 in some parts. You get the idea. So it's a combination of understanding that the rhythm is the most important part about the finger picking, then adding in the fact that his thumb is constantly going between these two bass notes, and then adding that extra layer on top by adding extra notes by varying the chord shape. Hopefully you get the idea. But anyway, now let me teach you the electric guitar solo. There's just 2 lines of tab here. For our first one of 4 notes, we have the 11th fret of the 2nd string, then the 13th fret, and then you can hit that 13th fret again, but bend it up a full tone. And then quickly with your pinky finger, hit the 13th fret of the 1st string. So those first 4 notes. And one more time. For the next bar on the 2 beat, we're going to hit the 13th fret of the 1st string and bend that up a full tone. And then on the next beat, hit the 13th fret by itself. And then we'll go to the 15th fret of the 2nd string, hit that and slide down to 13th. and then 11th fret twice. So that bar, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... For the next bar, we'll go to the 11th fret with our ring finger and we'll hit that and bend up a full tone and hit the 11th fret by itself. And then we'll go to the 12th fret of the 4th string with our middle finger, hit it and hammer on to the 13th fret, and then 10th fret of the 3rd string twice. So that final bar. For the second line of tab, we start with the same lick. For the next bar on the 1 beat, we'll bend the 13th fret of the 1st string up a full tone. And then the 13th fret of the 2nd string. And then hit the normal 13th fret, 11th fret. So that bar in total. For the next bar, we're going to hit the 10th fret of the 3rd string and slide it up to the 12th. And then 11th fret of the 2nd, 11th fret of the 1st. And then 10th, 11th, and then 12th fret of the 4th string. And all that together. To end this bar, we're then going to hit the 12th fret with our middle finger and hammer onto the 13th fret. And then the next bar is one long lick. And it goes 10th fret of the 3rd, then 11th fret of the 2nd string, then hit the 10th fret but hammer onto the 11th. Then we're going to go up to the 13th fret, hit that and slide down to the 11th. Then hit the 10th fret again and hammer onto the 11th. Then hit the 10th fret again but slide down to the 8th. And then we're going to hit the 10th fret and pull off to the 8th. And so far, with the lead-in notes, and then to end this, we go 10th fret of the 3rd string, and then 8th fret, and slide down to the 7th. So that full run. And the solo in total. So now I'll be doing a full playthrough of the song and I'll have my friend Eric lending his awesome vocals to this playthrough. Feel free to play this back as many times as you'd like to practice, play along to, and see how you go.
Climb the mountain and I turn around. And I
Thanks so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this lesson, then I know you'll absolutely love these other lessons too. So hit the link here. Or if you want to grab a copy of my free guitar ebook, then head over to guitarzerotohero.com or click the link here. Thanks so much, and I'll see you guys next time on Guitar Zero to Hero. Cheers.